So Peter Strzok, okay, James Comey. James Comey parties with Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. His wife, they've supported their campaign, okay? Peter Strzok, hey, texts come out. This is what we're willing to do, X, Y, Z. You know, there's no way we're going to let him win, you know, and the texts, we can see the text, right? Okay. You seem like a reasonable guy. You seem like a nice guy. You seem like a guy that you're like a trifecta. I would have a blast having party with you, going partying with you. And we were 20s. We'd have a blast together. If we added him, maybe we'd go to jail, but we'd still have a blast together. Number two, you're the kind of guy that I, enjoy watching a game with, and we're sitting there talking, and And then three, I'd feel comfortable for my family and my kids to meet you, and you go to the house, bring you to my place. You give that vibe, okay? You're a man's man. You give very peace, comfort, all that stuff. I can't say that about everybody, and we can't say that the CIA is 100% bulletproof hiring process because you can't read in the minds of everyone, and I understand how some people that are fully non-emotional, that can be also psychological, where a person can be extremely narcissistic or whatever, where they can manipulate. That's probably not a person they want to hire as well. But how do people like Peter Strzok, how do people like that get in, where they represent an institution that we have to trust, an agency that's essentially working to protect me? How do they prevent from their emotions and their friendships and the parties they get invited to and the communities they live in? How do they say, listen, we may be best friends, I may support you, but you're going to jail, okay? That's a very hard thing for a person to do once you're fully vested with someone, right? There's a reason how they say in Hollywood, a lot of big celebrities, they don't go on social media. If you notice the big names, they're not on Twitter. You can't find a Daniel Day-Lewis on Twitter. You can't find any of these big actors on Twitter because for them, is the moment we open our mouth and give you our opinions, it's very hard for us to act because now you see us in a certain way, right? Okay, that's very deep to me. Very, like this guy that played Elvis Presley, I don't know what the guy's name is, incredible job. I was watching all his interviews. I was so flabbergasted by the guy. I was really blown, but there's nothing on the guy, right? What kind of an artist he is. But for this side, I have a hard time believing that even these agents on the inside can let their emotions get in a way where they help one side of the political party over the other side.
No, it is, again, if we skip the idolize phase and we skip the demonize phase, we go straight to humanize phase. That's you're explaining exactly why that happens. Of course, they're swayed by their emotions. We're all swayed by our emotions. We go through specific training to de-incentivize our emotional decision making and increase our dependence on rational decision making. But it's still a process. It has to be trained. It has to be practiced. It has to be exercised. Oftentimes, when you're making emotional decisions, you're not giving yourself space or time to train or exercise. You're just, in a moment, making an emotional decision. That's a very human thing to do. We all do it. I don't know Peter. Was that
Peter Strzok?
So I don't know him personally. I can't speak to his specific credentials, whether he was blue badge CIA, green badge CIA, related to CIA. I have no idea what his role was there. But what I do know is that the men and women inside CIA, when I was...
He was
inside,
FBI, but Peter Strzok is FBI.
Thank you very much. So when I was inside federal government, specifically inside CIA, we are always taught to expect and predict that we will think and act emotionally, and then try and take steps to limit that so that we can give ourselves the space to let our rational brain keep up. If you're interested in the cognitive cycle, I can give it to you in about two minutes.
Go for it.
So every human brain, we call it pink matter. It's like a computer in your head. You have two sides, a left side and a right side. We all know that. What we don't know is that one side works faster than the other side. Right? Your left brain is your logical brain. Your right brain is your creative or emotional brain. Your right brain works faster than your left brain. It's because your right brain depends on these things called cognitive biases or cognitive connections, these inferences that it builds over time so that it can jump from conclusion to conclusion, skipping logic. That's why if you're a butt guy, right? You are attracted or not attracted in an instant based off of the thing that you're interested in, right? If you're a girl that likes a certain kind of shoe or a certain kind of purse, you're attracted to it immediately. Your brain is skipping the logical step. If your left brain was in charge, it would say, what is that? Is it real? How much does it cost? Can I get access to it? That's 4 steps compared to the 1 step that says, I like it, I want it. Salespeople understand this intrinsically, even though they may not be able to put words to it. Make it so that it triggers a right brain reaction, and the sales process will move faster. If you're trying to sell through a left brain process, the sales cycle is going to move slower. Try to talk about the features and benefits, whatever else. So they train us to slow down our right brain and speed up our left brain. And there's exercises and practices you can do that. It's one of the things that I teach my executives now, and one of the things I teach my sales teams now, so that people can kind of reprogram the pink matter.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.